So far on this channel, we've looked at so many different aspects of piano playing, but there's one really important aspect we've yet to cover: your left hand. So in this video, I'm going to take you through one chord sequence and show you 3 different left hand patterns that you can use when you feel like your left hand just isn't pulling its weight. And the best part, I'm going to show you how to get creative with these patterns so you can really make them your own. Let's dive in. To get the most out of this lesson, don't forget to grab your free PDF lesson book. It contains all the notation, sheet music, and helpful tips for every step in the video. The link is in the video description. It's completely free. So let's begin by looking at the chord sequence we're going to be using today. We're going to do this in the key of D major. There's our D major scale. D major has 2 sharps. It's got an F sharp and a C sharp. Okay, there they are. So that's the scale. As always, super important to have the scale of the home key down, whatever key you're working in, super, super important. And we're going to keep our right hand super simple throughout all of this. We want to be focusing on our left hand, okay, in this video. So we're just going to keep our right hand on those 2 notes there. We've got a D in our thumb and we've got an A in our little finger. So I guess that would be the root and the 5th of the key. Okay, we're in the key of D and we always have those 2 notes in our right hand no matter what chord we're on. It's going to begin on chord 1, which is a D. It's then going to go to like a B minor 7. Okay, so that's like chord 6 in the key of D, or you could think of it as the relative minor, whatever works, but B minor 7. Then we're going to go here. That's like a G sus 2. Okay, so we've got a G in our left hand, still keeping those 2 notes in our right hand. And then it goes to an A sus 4, which is chord 5. Here's the whole sequence. We're just going to loop those 4 chords. It goes D, B minor 7, G sus 2, A sus 4. Now the rhythm we're going to play in our right hand is the same all the way through. We're just going to do this. Just on repeat. And I'm really hearing that syncopation. We talk about this a lot. I'm hearing the 16th note. Dagga, 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 dagga. Okay, that is going to be all we do in our right hand all the way through the sequence. So let's look at the first thing we can do in our left hand. Octaves. Octaves are super powerful in the left hand, right? They've got a really kind of beefy sound. And it just, my hand automatically goes to the shape of an octave. I don't even have to think about it, right? And that's something really useful to practice. I mean, sometimes what you can do is just practice playing octaves all the way up the piano. That's a super useful exercise. You'll find that your hand will begin to kind of recognize the spacing of an octave. So we're going to do that all the way through the sequence. There's the first octaves, then we do the same on B, the same on G, and the same on A. Okay, so it will look like this. Now in a minute I'm going to show you how you can spice this up. But it's really important to get that down first. So one of the things people often ask on this channel is the little bits that I put in between chords that people often want to kind of work on and find out. Now, one thing you can do in your left hand is do what I call a little skip. Okay, let me show you what that looks like. It's very simple, but it's so effective. Watch again. So all I'm doing is I'm using the 5th of the chord we're on, right? We're on a D chord, and I'm using the 5th, which is an A, and I'm just skipping there. Like that, okay? So the beginning would be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just a little way of kind of getting into that first chord. Rather than going straight down, you've just got a little note that kind of precedes it, that kind of sets the whole thing up. And you can do it on all the chords. So there, on that second chord, B minor 7, we're going to skip with the F sharp. F sharp is the 5th of B, so we can just skip there. We can do the same on G, using the D, and we can do the same on A, using the E. So here they all are. Watch this in my left hand. So effective, right? I'll show you what this sounds like in the context of the whole sequence, okay? I'm gonna play along with the backing track, and I'm not necessarily always gonna do that skip. I'm gonna choose when I do it. And this is what it's all about. It's about getting creative, not doing things the same every single time, thinking, okay, this time I'll do that, I'll leave it off a few moments, and then I'll do it again. And it just varies it up and makes it sound less like you're on a loop. Okay, here it is with the backing track. Little skip. There it is. I'll do skips every time now. There it is. So the next left-hand pattern we're going to be looking at injects a bit of rhythm into what we're playing. We're also going to be changing up the notes. We're not going to be using octaves anymore. We're going to be using fifths, okay? So on the first chord, it's going to be D and A. Then on B minor, it's going to be B and F sharp, G and D, A and E. I remember when I was starting out on the piano, people used to say, oh, you shouldn't have just like kind of open fifths in your left hand, and I don't know. It sounds great. So this is the rhythm we're going to be playing here. So what's going on there? I'll do it once more for you so you can see it really slowly. So I'm starting off by playing the whole kind of fifth shape. 2, 3, bagaga. And that is the rhythm, bagaga. You kind of get what I mean though, right? I'm just trying to verbalize the rhythm. We're going to do a bagaga down in our left hand. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, bagaga. There it is. And all I'm doing is I'm alternating between my little finger and my thumb. And I'm kind of holding down that thumb as well. Watch this. When I go to play that last little finger. Watch again. Really, really effective that. It just kind of means that that fifth is kind of ringing out all the way through. So the whole thing. And then I'm going to do the same on the B minor. The same on the G. And the same on the A. Really, really effective. And it's so simple. So how's that going to work with our right hand? Well, it's kind of a bit of an alternating thing. It kind of goes, you play both hands together, and then your right hand does a little phrase. Left, left, left. It's kind of alternating between your hands. It's kind of together, right, left. I'm going to have a go at playing this through with the backing track, but again, I'm not going to try and play it the same every single time. I'm going to vary it up. So sometimes I might just hold down that open fifth in my left hand and not do any of the bagagas, if you know what I mean. And then the next chord, I might add in that little rhythm. And I'm just going to kind of make it up a little bit as I go along, give it a bit of variation and see what happens. Okay, let's give it a go. Here we go. Every time now. The bagagas. Getting super technical on this channel now, getting very technical. By the way, if you're really enjoying this video and finding it useful, it'd mean a huge amount if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding the bell. It really helps the channel to grow. And more importantly, could you drop a comment down below? Let me know what you'd like me to cover in the next video. So many of the videos I make come out of direct comments. So yeah, put that in the comments down below and let's have a look at this next left-hand pattern. here is we're going to add in a little bit of melody into our left hand. Now, so often when we think of melodies, we think of our right hand playing all the kind of tunes and all that kind of stuff. But actually, we can add in little fragments of melody into our left hand to kind of bridge the gap from one chord to another. So I'm going to start each bar by playing the open fifth. I'm going to hold that on for 3 beats. And then I'm going to use 2 notes from the D major scale. I'm going to use the G, which is the 4th, and I'm going to use the F sharp, which is the 3rd. Okay, and I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to do that on every chord. Do you see that? I'll do it again. Kind of adds a little bit of extra something into our left hand. And if I show you what that looks like with the right hand part, it's just a way of kind of adding a little bit of energy to the music and finding a way of kind of propelling it along. It just gives it a little bit of an extra kind of kick to kind of get us into that next chord. Little tip, you don't have to use the notes I'm choosing, okay? I've chosen to use the 4th and the 3rd, but you can kind of use any notes from the scale you want within reason. You could choose the 7th and the root. So watch this. It's quite nice. You could choose the 6th and the 5th. I'm just picking notes at random here. They happen to be notes that are kind of next to each other. I think that works really well, but experiment, see what you come up with. Let's try the 6th and the 5th. It all kind of works. I think it's really important you kind of play about with it and just see what you can come up with. I'm now going to have a go at playing it through with the backing track, but I'm going to go through each of the different left-hand patterns we've looked at, and I'm going to kind of try and craft a piece of music that kind of gets greater in energy as we go through. The backing track, you'll hear it when we go through it, the backing track kind of gets bigger, like the ride cymbal comes in and there's a few more little bass fills as we go through. And I'm going to kind of ride that groove. So I'm going to start off with something super simple, maybe just those kind of fifths, kind of keep it really light. And then by the end, it's all going to be kind of going. I'll try and talk you through what I'm doing as I'm going, but let's see what happens. Let's give it a go. Super simple open fifths, really gentle. Let's add some rhythm now. Bagaga. Let's add some melodies. Hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of where you can take this. It's super creative, it's really fun. Give it a go and drop a comment and let me know how you get on with it. And if you really liked this video, I think you're gonna love this video up here. Go give that video a click and I'll see you over there.